is the same thing that some of us actually experience. We didn't know that a day is going to come, God will make us custodian of spiritual things. We didn't know that a day is going to come that God is going to make us to become gatekeepers in territories. We kept on stewarding this thing. One of the first times that God started bringing me into territorial ministry was in the University of Benin. Those days, as I was praying, I started experiencing strange encounters. I didn't know that my prayers begin to affect the thing in the territory. I told you about the encounter of that black panther, that I was pacing in my room and then the thing came. The encounter was just about within the space of 1 to 2 minutes. The being did not open his mouth to talk to me. He just spoke to me, thought to thought. He asked me a question: what kind of prayer are you praying? I told him I don't understand. What do you mean? He said, don't you know that this prayer you are praying is liberating people? I asked the being, what kind of prayer do you want me to pray before? He now looked at me. He said, you will see. And then it dematerialized. Actually, for 3 days I saw something. But by the time I was done, I rose up again and we continued. That was my first time encountering territorial beings. That was my first time. The second time was when I was going to camp. I've encountered some principalities, some beings rather. But I mean territorial beings. It was when I was on camp. Those times I used to go in the night to pray in the field. One of those nights they paid me a visit. They were 3. They literally appeared to me on my bunk. And they appeared to me, I was paralyzed. They told me that, what do I think I'm doing? That they told me, they say, we have been here in this city. We have been long in this city. I'm not asking, why are you giving me this information? He said, we have been here for long. What do you think you are doing? Meanwhile, I came there. I'm looking for a way to survive. They are telling me, now, you don't know what is happening. Because of my previous encounters with some of those territorialists, I did not stop. I kept on pending the thing. I kept on pending it. Now, you think you will rise to become a giant in a generation where God allows you to stand as a gate of doctrine in the body of Christ. You would have tended that in previous seasons. You would have fought some warfare. By the time I was done, when I finally entered into family house, that was I had a clear-cut, definite encounter with territorial spirits, with princes. Those days, that fasting I fasted exposed me to something. It exposed me to something because I fasted till I almost wanted to die. That time was when this teaching, this grace teaching that was leading people to lasciviousness. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Where you see all kinds of people that they put grace to a point where they allow you to become lascivious. So people were fighting that in that time in the family house. There were some people that, and you will think the reason why that teaching is thriving in a place is because those persons are reading books. You don't know what is happening. It's not the book you are reading that is making you to teach that. There is a spirit on ground that is transmitting scrolls for you guys to live. The spirit of error, the spirit of loss. There is a spirit on ground. That's why what they do is to guide you to some certain knowledge that will support the administration of character and release. I didn't know. It was when I prayed. I gathered some people, because when you are doing territorial ministry, it's not only you. I gathered some of we prayed. That I had become so high in the spirit, and I had an encounter. The encounter was in 2 ways. The first encounter I had was that I saw in the family house. I'm sure that there are other. Permit me, I will round up. Are you with me? I will round up now. In the family house, Zamfara State family house. Then it was one of the best and the largest family house. I'm thinking now they've built some, but that time it was very fine. So the family house I saw, it was very, very large. Now there was another building that was attached to the family house, but how I knew that, are you with me? How I knew that another building was attached to the family house was by spiritual knowledge. Because when you look at it, are you with me? Now, many of you might not know that another building was attached to this thing. Like maybe they built this one first before they now build this one. When they join it together, they plaster it, they cement, they do all the if it's screeding, and then they now paint it. You will not know that this thing and this thing was not the same year. It's only if you were there when they were doing it, you can now tell them that this thing and this thing is not there. So I had to do more like a journey back in the spirit, and I found out. I looked at the house. I saw the first one, that this one was separate and this one was newly built. But if you look at it together, the same painting, you will not know. All of a sudden, an authority came on me to now begin to destroy that thing. As I wanted to do it, there was a lady. In fact, the lady was in the family house physically. I saw her face. She rose up and went high in the spirit, and me too. I went high too, and me and her fought. We fought to a point. I was up. We fought to a point where I defeated the lady. When I defeated the lady, when she fell, that building that was attached to the family house automatically collapsed. Then the family house now became normal. When I woke up from the dream, it was then I knew I had prevailed. Meanwhile, a time even came. I don't want to share some of the encounters. Literal encounters. This one I'm telling you is not a joke. I normally tell people, if you have not done territorial ministry, you will not believe what people are saying. That's why we are bringing you to become strong, because you will have encounters, but you don't need to be afraid. When I was done with that warfare, that same principality that there were 3, they came and visited me again, because a time came I was not feeling fine because I had fasted. When I was there, I was on the private clinic with one of our matron. The man, they left me. What's her name? The AGS that came to bring food for me. I don't know what they did to her. She just dropped the food at the reception and went back to family house. The guy that was with me in the he was watching something on my phone. You know this Fireful Flyer? He was watching the thing like that. He was watching the Fireful Flyer. Before you know, his body became uncomfortable. Are you getting what I'm saying? As a man, his body became uncomfortable, and he was confused. Like he was watching something. But I'm trying to say the principality stirred something inside of him. So he wanted to go and hold himself. I mean, this is something involuntary. The guy ran out and ran away from the distance and left me alone in the hospital bed. I know you don't believe this, I'm telling you, but the guy is still, and maybe he will hear this thing I'm saying. I've not shared this sometime before, but I have to share this one. Those three beings now came on. They came inside. They came to actually want to come and overpower me. I was on the bed. I told Jesus, I said, Jesus, help me. They took my cardigan. They took my cardigan like this and used it and hit me. I know you don't think it's a normal. They took my cardigan and used it and what? They hit me. Say you. My hand was just like this. I told God, I said, help me. I was down. I laid like this. I said they took my cardigan. Wait, do you think that the realm will open for somebody who is not a conqueror? When they say Paul, I know Jesus. When they say Jesus, I know Paul, I know. Who are you? Don't think that question. Those beings, they don't know you. You would have prevailed. When they hit me like that, I told God, I said, help me. Meanwhile, in the realm of the spirit, I'd already listened. So they came physical. That one was my body. They told me like they see you. I cried to God. I said, Lord, help me. All of a sudden, another hand. You know this hand. A hand now came and joined this my hand. Immediately the thing joined my hand. I became strengthened. I stood up on the bed. I was trying to look for them. They were not there. I became fine immediately. I told the distance. I said, see, I need to leave this place now because we're already in camp in Safi. I said I'm going to the camp because I was a prayer secretary. When I came back, when I came back from that encounter, and I went to the what do you call it, the camp. Some days later, they now gave that declaration of this coronavirus. Everybody should leave. That day it was sweet. We just packed all our things, went back home. It was after that encounter when I went back to the family house, I became the landlord. It was then I knew that territorial things is not because you wish for it, is that you prevailed.